So hi Amber, thanks for joining me. So you're here today at this meeting of group of groups to kind of rethink what type of organizing around drug user issues can be achieved, right, in a provincial sense. And you're from the interior. Could you talk a little bit about why you're here and what are maybe some of the issues that are particular to the interior that might be different than the lower mainland, and maybe just your thoughts on decriminalization or safe supply or maybe the overdose question.
Yeah. No problem. I work with ANKORS, and I'm a member with Redone in the Kootenay boundary region. So I'm an interior rep here, kind of as an observer today. I've been involved in the group of groups and with BC Yukon historically, and within this provincial network in the various shapes and places that it's been gathering over the last few years. So not as much history as a lot of people in the room today. So I'm here, I guess, from my role to kind of catch up and get a bit of, perspective on where we might be moving forward with this. I think provincial advocacy by drug user groups is really important, which is the reason I've, become involved in the past and I'm here now. We all end up fighting these little pockets of the same but different battles in our communities, with our municipalities,
Sure.
with our health authorities. And, when we have a provincially functioning organization that can take some of this advocacy work to a higher level, ideally, we should be able to get policy change that's more useful than little piecemeal Band-Aid stuff.
What would be an example of a policy that you would be interested in changing?
I mean,
for example,
proper decrim, and more urgently safe supply, and a more creative look at safe supply than we're doing. This medical model has not been reaching people or functioning super well when it is reaching people, because it's the wrong model in many ways. So,
and what's wrong about the current model of safe supply?
I mean, a few things. The menu is extremely limited. The access points are extremely limited. In a rural community, that extremely is bolded and underlined 3 times. It's not easy to get what you need through the safe supply avenues in an urban space, and if you look at a rural space, it's even the barriers are just
higher,
extraordinary. And so I mean, when we say safe supply, I don't mean safe supply like we have safe supply today. I mean safe supply that involves a variety of different models: community-based models, user-run models, right? Like, there needs to be a plethora of ways to access.
And right now in Nelson, for example, that's not available.
So we have a couple of prescribers who have been prescribing under risk mitigation from the very beginning, and these were eager Applegate prescribers who are, trying to innovate with what they have. At the same time, there's acknowledgement even there that what they have on that menu isn't enough, that the barriers that are placed around prescribing are too onerous, and that the reach is always going to be limited within this framework. I'm sorry, I think I lost the last part of that question.
No, that you want to change the existing framework for safe supply.
Yeah,
do you foresee a time in the near future when that could be actually changed at a provincial level? Because that's why you're interested in these types of, if you will, coalition meetings.
Yeah, I mean, optimistically, I would like to hope so, right? But we're not seeing, tremendously innovative support from Health Canada when we are approaching them for federal support for provincial projects to innovate around safe supply or decrim or substitution, or they're shutting things down that have the potential to make change. So, you know, a provincial advocacy group may have, you know, an ear to that, but
Well, what are
first
your-
we need to be able to continue to exist. And currently, you know, the OERC put out $3 million for 3 years for a project that was intended to be growth. So it's just, the math is bad from the beginning,
Sure.
and we were set up to fail, and the last few years have been really crunchy, and we need to get it together very quickly to make any next few years more productive and less destructive.
If there were no more funding or extra funding above and beyond its current limits,
Yeah.
could you succeed, or do you think it's engineered to not
I
succeed?
think it's engineered not to succeed. However, I do think that, you know, this is a community with a tremendous amount of energy and leverage, and there will still be action and direction. If the funding all dried up tomorrow, the game would, you know, the way we operated would change. But I think things would still continue to move
So,
forward.
what are your aspirations for today? This meeting of
Yeah, so my aspirations for today, I guess, are to observe, get a sense of, you know, how this pocket of organizing is happening, because
Yeah.
being from the interior, you know, the proposition is that we form a separate association in conjunction with the northern region. So today I am observing what's happening here in the Pacific region, and then connecting with interior and northern allies on the ground to try to make a plan moving forward to how we want to participate in this network.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Frank. Good to talk to you.